Hey everyone, what's up? Nightflux here, and I'm with Spitfirerx.
What's up, guys?
And today we are going to be talking about the current Vanguard TCG meta. We won't be covering any OCG, but we'll be going over four topics basically, and you can check the topics we're going to go over in the description below if you want to check that out first, and you can follow along with us. All right, so first of all, we're going to talk about the Canada and the Dallas qualifying rounds, since those are the only rounds that have been played for the TCG so far. Let's go over the. Do you have the Canada paper with you first?
Yeah,
That one, Canada
yeah,
happened. Dallas was most recent. Let's talk about what happened in Canada. As you can see in front of you, Spitfire has the stat sheet. I have the stat sheet as well of the clans played, and no surprise, Gold Paladin at 24.6, just like the OCG. I have a real disdain for Gold Paladins, but we'll get to that. That is in the next section, as you can see. So let's go over real
yeah,
quick. Gold Paladins at 24.6. Kagero at 15, which is expected. Kagero has pretty good support right now. Then we have Royal Paladin, Oracle Think Tank, or no, Royal Paladin, Narukami, Oracle Think Tank, and then it trails off from there with Takahaze being the lowest. And that's as is expected. They don't really have that much support, and they're kind of just like an all-out clan. Any comments about the Canada qualifiers before we get into the winning deck list?
definitely look like Narukami is getting more popular. Besides that, everything looks fairly standard.
Yeah, I mean, you see the top four minus Nova Grapplers. I thought Nova Grapplers would be a little higher. But basically, in Canada, the winning deck list was Spectral Duke Drake. Out of all the gold paladins, I like Spectral Duke Drake better. I disdain Izazel. I don't think he's that good. The only time he's good is if you get to Superior Ride up to him, and you'll never catch me dead playing gold paladins, basically. The runner-up was actually a surprise in Canada, Spike Brothers, which was only at, as you can see, 4.2%. And I think Spike Brothers are a really competitive deck right now, because basically Juggernaut Maximum and the Dudley Emperor, you can attack 5 times in one turn. So I mean, you're gonna go through the if they're unless they're playing a highly defensive deck such as OTT, then you can blow through their whole hand, blow through their perfect guards in one turn, and then the next turn when you do it again, it's over. Any comments?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you too. I do not like Gold Paladins. I don't like that. Really, that it's the only deck being played right now. Sure, it's the majority of the decks that are being played are Gold Paladins, so you're going to get a lot that are going to top. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
there with you. I'm
yeah, I
not.
agree. I mean, basically I think a main reason because it's so popular is because the booster or the starter deck is out for it, and you can easily get Garamore and everything you need for the Gold Paladin deck is probably one of the main reasons I'd say.
Probably, how is it cost wise? I can't imagine it's that expensive at all.
I know Zazel runs for about probably near 20. Garamores are up in the like I want to say 10 to 13, and what's that other one? Spectral Duke Drake is around 17 or 18. I prefer the Spectral Duke Drake. I think it's a lot better than Azazel. I don't think Azazel's that powerful at all. With Gold Paladins, basically, you have the ability. We'll get to, actually. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get to the Dallas qualifiers real
Yeah,
quick.
that's fine.
Okay, so he has the Dallas qualifying stat sheet. He's going to show you right now. You have it under the Canada one.
Yep.
All right, so we have the Dallas sheet I'm looking at. It was, again, 20.5% Gold Paladin, 18.2% Kagero, Royal Paladin, Nova Grappler, and Spike Brothers were actually higher than they were if you compare them to the Canada ones. And you see Takaze at the bottom and Hybrid, which I'm assuming was probably Oracle Think Tank with, I want to say, Bermuda Triangle and possibly Nubatama with some type of Kagero build. That's what I'm assuming Hybrid is.
I'm kind of surprised to even see hybrid. I didn't even know that that was a viable option for tournament play.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, I guess it wasn't. There was no report of anything that I read that said anything about them.
Right.
The Dallas winner was a Gold Paladin. It was Gold Pally Duke Azazel build, so I'm not going to hate too hard on him because he did play Spectral Duke Drake, so that it is what it is. The first runner-up played a Garamore Azazel build. I like Garamore. I don't like I said before, I don't like Azazel. Which will that wraps up Dallas qualifiers. Any closing comments for the about any of the qualifier rounds?
No, pretty much the same. I mean, Gold Paladin's ruling. You know, not much you can say.
Yeah, same as the OCG. I know OCG is killing over there. But all right. So now to our
Yeah.
second topic, we are talking about gold paladins, our thoughts about them, and why they are so popular. I kind of got into this already. I'll start. I'll say gold paladins are popular because it's so easy to get the deck for it. If you want to do the Garmor or Azazel build, you basically buy 2 copies of the starter deck and you have them. Basically, I have one myself right here.
Well, the other thing I want to bring up too is what are the main starter decks that are being bought for, obviously, English is what we're talking about here. It's you have Kagero, you have basically your 4 decks, and those are really the 4 decks that are being played. So it's really, I mean, the first 2 trial decks, the ones that came out, are the ones that are top being most played. So I think trial decks has a lot to do with cost and what people are playing.
Yeah, and I'll agree with that because you're seeing a lot of Kagero Lawkeeper decks out there. Basically, it's the starter deck added in with teched in with the Perfect Guard and the Lawkeeper. And same, the Gold Paladins are slightly different. You're not really seeing too much of what's in the starter deck, but you're seeing sorry, I mean a Royal Paladin. You're seeing what's like teched in, like different cards. You're seeing probably Soul Saver Dragon, I want to say, and cards like Gigantotech. I think Gigantotech Chargers with Gold Paladins. So I got to relook that up. Um,
Well, I'd be interested to see if Oracle Think Tank or any other clan in general gets a trial deck. How big their percentages go up. After a month or two.
yeah, I agree. And with I know next in November they are releasing what is it, Nova Grapplers, a pure Nova Grappler booster expansion. The whole set will be Nova Grapplers, and then they're doing another whole set of, I think it's Banquet of Divas. I think that's Oracle Think Tanks, but maybe not. I think that might be, I don't know. I'd have to relook that up.
It's more than I think. Divas has more. It does have Oracle Think Tank cards in it, but it's more than
Oh
one clan, I believe.
no, it is. It's all Oracle Think Tanks, and they are reprinting some of the cards that are more popular now. I think Amaterasu is in there. Don't quote me on that though. Okay,
I,
that covers gold. I know. Okay, Azazel. Why I don't like Azazel. Garmor's a better option. Spectral Duke Dragon's a better option. Gigantic. I swear to God, Gigantotech Charger is a better option too. I don't like Azazel. I mean, Gold Paladin's ability is basically you're gonna have a full rear guard all the time. So, but I mean, it is what it is. Gold Paladins aren't going away anytime soon. So I could bitch day and night and they'll still be here, basically. Um, okay, now
Banquet of Divas is all Bermuda, isn't it?
that's what I meant. Sorry,
Yeah, it's all Bermuda, not Oracle Think Tank.
that was my bad.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
which totally makes sense because they need the cards for the U.S. So.
yes. Okay, so let's go to. This is going to be the lightning round. First is going to start with Spitfire. Basically, what do you think are the top 3 underrated decks? Basically, when I say underrated, maybe decks you think should be getting more play, or decks you think are good that aren't seeing more play. Basically, you name a deck off, then we'll discuss it. We're gonna do 3 apiece. You first, go.
All right. Well, right away I'm throwing out top 4. That's not getting enough play. That people just don't think are that good or just not building right now. I'm a Oracle Think Tank. I do play Oracle Think Tank, so I'm a little biased. I think the number one reason why this is not played as much as it is cost. This deck is so expensive, it's ridiculous.
And I
I'm not
think
saying.
I agree with you. I think the deck is good in general. The only downfall to the OTT deck now is if you miss your ride chains, it cripples you, and early game cripples you. That's the only downfall I see of that deck.
Yeah, if you're going the Tsukiyomi build, and it does, from what I've heard, have some consistency issues if you're missing your chains. Obviously, I just got the deck literally a couple of days ago, so I'm still building. I'll have profiles up later once I get more cards in. But yeah, I think it's cost, and the fact that it's much more of a mental game, I think, than other decks. It tends to draw out to the late game. And it's a lot of memorization and calculations in your head to be able to play it perfectly. Another deck that is not being played that could be really good, I think, is Murakami. We'll see, though. see how everything. We'll just have to wait. And then for my third deck, probably Nova Grapplers. I know they're at 10%, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them go even higher, 15.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on the last two. Actually, I had on my deck list. I wrote down here three most underrated decks. Mine are two of yours, two of ours match. So we'll go over it and have a discussion. My first one that you didn't mention was Pale Moon. Right now, until set 5 comes out, which we are going to talk about next. At least set 7. Sorry, not set 5. Set 7 comes out. Pale Moon is kind of really slow early game right now because our starting Vanguard we don't get pluses off him minus the initial. I guess you get an initial soul charge because he's in the soul. Combos I want to discuss with Pale Moon. If you know the Midnight Bunny and Nightmare Doll Alice and Robert combo is probably the only good combo right now. There's only one other combo out there, and it's with the it's with the Manticore and the Beast Tamer. In my opinion, the Beast Tamer isn't good because you need to have he gets boosted. The Manticore gets boosted if the Beast Tamer's in the Soul. But if you have to use Soul Blast or anything else, you lose Beast Tamer, the deck is you're not getting boosted enough, and you're basically praying for Soul Charges. That's why I don't think that's deck is good. If you've been keeping up with the anime, the English dub of the anime at least, you have seen the most recent episode. I know you haven't seen it, so I'm trying not to spoil it for you. But
Yeah, I'm up to 40.
yeah, this is probably 47, I think. But they have the Midnight Bunny and Alice combo. Basically, whenever Alice attacks, she can go in the Soul, and then when Midnight Bunny boosts and the attack goes through, you can pull a card out of the Soul. So you can basically pull Nightmare Doll Alice out again and use her again, and like you can just keep doing that combo. That's why Pale Moon's good right now. It's kind of slow. I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe not for tournament play. Maybe like play at your locals or a fun deck. But once the next set comes out, I think they're going to see a lot more play.
Yeah.
My second one is a personal favorite deck of mine, Narukami. I think Narukami is one of the most underrated decks. Now, no reason I say this, if you've seen my videos, I play a budget version of the Narukami deck, and it's running really well right now. I played it at my locals. I went X2, so I mean, I got no complaints about it. Thunder Break Dragon, I think is a good card. It's a budget card, so it is what it is. But Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion, the latest ruling in the rules I looked up, is basically, if you don't know, with his limit break and you think you counterblast 4 or 5 or whatever, you attack every card in the front row, and they have to be guarded individually. So you can't intercept. You have to play all cards from hand, and you have to guard individually. It's not one group guard. You hit the rear guard, hit the rear guard, hit the vanguard. Basically, is what it comes down to. And I think if you're running a Vermilion deck, I think that's a great deck. Plus, you have the 10K interceptors and the perfect guards in there as well. So I think that's another one of the underrated decks that's out. My third deck I wanted to talk about, another one you mentioned, was Nova Grapplers. I think they're an underrated deck as well. Basically, where it stands with the Nova Grapplers is it's an all or nothing deck. Basically, you're attacking, and if your attacks go through, you could stand one of your rear guards or stand your Vanguard up. So I think the Assured Kaiser and the Assured Beast Deity Dragon Azure is a great combo to play. I think that should be seen more play as well. Any comments on those decks?
Yeah, I agree with you saying about Nova. No, I mean, just thinking about it, as you were saying, you have to hit to stand.
Yeah.
So it pretty much forces the other person to guard. Now, are those effects? I don't know all the decks or all the clans yet, so I apologize. Is that more of a late game or a mid game effect? So your grade 3s have it, or?
Well, not only do your Nova Grapplers get to stand after they attack, and they get to flip damage out of the damage zone too. So basically you're counterblasting one, attacking. If attack goes through, you stand, counterflip, counterblast again. You have cards like Brutal Jack, which is a grade 2 that's at 1100. You have the Assured Kaiser. And all these cards minus Brutal Jack are standing if their attacks go through. So it is an all or nothing. You are basically, if your opponent is a heavy defensive, if you're playing OTT, you're gonna have a rough time. If you're playing anything else, I'd say you have a pretty easy chance of winning.
Would you think so? I mean, because from what I've seen, I mean, the way to beat Tsukiyomi OTT decks, Oracle Think Tank, is to make them use their cards in hand quickly. So. I mean, if you're able to get through or force a lot of cards out of your opponent's hand, I think you'd be able to probably take Oracle. That I think that's the key to beating Oracle is beating them, getting early damage or
Yeah,
making them use cards earlier than they want to.
definitely, definitely, I agree. All right, let's move on to our next topic. We're getting a little long-winded here. Let's go to our comments about the upcoming booster box, Rampage of the Beast King, coming out the 29th. Any comments about that? I'll let you start this time. I've been talking your ear off.
It's definitely it'll be a good pack. It's got some support for Oracles, mostly Great Nature, Dark Irregulars, and some Pale Moon. I'm going to talk about Oracles just because that's what I play. That's what I know right now. It has support for Oracles and support for the Coco builds. Now, this is great just because it gives Oracles another deck to play with, another deck style. Really, Tsukiyomi is more of a late game strategy, defensive kind of a build, and the Cocos when these cards come, it's really going to support. I think we're going to get another starting Vanguard, which we do the Emerald Witch Lala. Let me confirm that. Yeah, the Emerald Witch Lala, I think it is, or Lulu, one of the two. And it's really just going to support an Oracle Think Tank beat style type of deck. I've seen it used in a couple of videos, Japanese obviously because they're not out yet, but it looks pretty solid, and I'm kind of excited to have an option of switching from a more defensive Think to a more of a beat aggressive style. It'll be nice.
Yeah. I'll agree on that. I'm not excited about the OTT. Obviously, that's not my three clans are, as you know, Pale Moon, Dark Irregular, Spike Brothers. Those are my favorite clans. And then Nova Grappler. I got a thing for Nova Grapplers and Murakami on the side as well. I'm excited about the Pale Moon and Dark Irregulars that they're getting more support, a better starting Vanguard, get pluses off him. Comment about Great Nature. When Binoculars Tiger comes out, in that set, that is going to be a deck to watch out for. That's going to be a pretty strong deck, and I think we'll talk more about that. We're going to start doing clan in-depth talks coming up soon on this channel. Probably once a week, we'll go into a clan, or when a new box comes out, we'll go into a clan. I think we'll wrap up this video for now. We've talked enough. If you guys liked the video and you liked what we talked about, like the video, leave a comment below. We'd actually like to hear what you want to say. If you guys have anything to add about the clans or your favorite clans or a clan you'd like us to talk about in the below. If you think we're full of shit and we're idiots, you can leave that in the comments below too.
Yeah, we're just regular guys talking about what we like to do. We're still learning a lot about the game. I'm still learning a lot, so bear with us. We're gonna make these videos as best as possible and keep improving them every week. So
Yeah, and yeah, so just let us know what you think. I'm going to have a link to Spitfire's channel in the description below, so check him out and sub to him. We'll be posting these videos on both of our channels, actually, alternating mine and his, so we'll be going back and forth, so check him out as well. And as you know, I have box openings, and he has box openings on his channel as well. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to like the video, and we'd love to hear your comments. Alright, this is Nightflux.
Spitfire, thanks guys.
Take it easy. Bye.